Hello, Sir David the Bard. I'm coming to you out of Kangaroo City. It's my hometown down here in Australia. It's right out of Melbourne. And anyway, I have a kangaroo farm down here, and I have a lot of kangaroos. Anyway, I have to tell you something. I'm showing off now, okay? Which I don't do very much. There's nothing to show off in my life, if you know what I mean. I just got a call from Senator Orin Hatch's office. Now, the Bard's a little bit stupid, because when I have a call from a United States Senator, I don't know if I should be happy or scared. Now let me tell you the story here, okay? We have a renter, a little renter kangaroo, and she doesn't speak very good English. And she went down to the postman and said to the postman, I don't want any mail coming to this house anymore. And suddenly we didn't get any mail for 20 days. Now we get mail like you do almost every day. You get an advertisement or something, and we noticed after 18 or 20 days something was wrong. So evidently when we started tracing it back, she went to the postman and said to the postman, only I get mail here, my relatives don't. Well, the postman didn't understand Filipino, and he said, well, all right. So he took me and my family out of our mailbox and put her in it. So I go to the postman and I say, this is a screw up. I need to put the right names. Our names belong in that box, and she can be in that box if she wants, but you know, her relatives, I think she was trying to keep all of the Filipino people from writing her and trying to get a loan. A Filipino loan is a grant. They never pay it back. It's a grant. It's not a loan. Anyway, it got screwed up. So I go to the post office after I tried to straighten it up here at the ranch, and I talked to a lady, and I said, you know, we're not getting our mail. And she said, well, did you fill out a card? And I said, yeah, we did, but that didn't seem to do any good. So I said, could I talk to a supervisor? Now, you know, the Bard don't talk to the line people. The line people can't do anything. So the supervisor comes over, and I said, I'd like to talk to the postmaster. And the supervisor said, well, she's in fact, she didn't say she. Said, well, they're in a meeting, and they won't be out till 5 o'clock. I said, all right. And she said, what's the problem? I said, the problem is we're not getting mail. My renter miscommunicated something. We tried to clear it up. And she says, well, let me fill another card out for you. I said, okay, we'll do that. So she fills another card out, and while she's filling the card out, I said, listen, don't people have to show ID to change who is receiving mail in the mailbox? She goes, no. I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I could go anywhere in your postal system here and just say to the postman, I don't want the Smiths getting mail here anymore. It should only be Bard mail. And the Smiths don't get their mail? She says, that's right. I looked at her like the Bard does, and I said to her, do you think that is a good idea? She said, well, it's procedure. I said, do you think that procedure has any merit? Well, yes. God damn, I don't. They don't have to show any ID. No. What time does the postmaster get out? 5 o'clock. I said, I'll sit and wait. Now that really pisses people off, because I do. It'll be 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And says, okay, if I wait right there on the bench? Sure. 3 hours. I'll sit there. And I waited. And you know that they're trying to avoid seeing me. They're trying to sneak out the back door. But if I've been sitting there 2 or 3 hours, they feel guilty. So at the end of the day there, the postmaster came out and got me. And she took me in the office and said, what's the problem? I said, well, there's two. One is I'm not getting the mail. And 3, your people aren't asking for ID anywhere. in an area of terrorism and a time of identity theft, don't you think the postman should have asked for ID? She says, well, he could have. I said, is this procedure? She said, yes. I said, well, you know what? I don't think it's a good procedure. That was not a good thing to say to a civil servant who is an officer, a police officer of the United States government. She has the same authority as an FBI agent, okay? And if she doesn't like you, she can make your life a little bit miserable. And she did. She says, well, I feel there's a dispute, and that gives me authority to stop the mail dead. I said, not hurting me. I haven't had mail for a month. And she said, you never will. I just come in and make a complaint about no ID, and now I'm banned from the post office. Anna, I can't go anywhere. I'm now banned from the post office. So I said, well, I'll tell you what. I said, I don't think it's a good procedure. What do we have to do to get our mail again? She says, you have to bring all 6 people in here tomorrow at 9 a.m. together. Now, everybody's working. And Tata and Nana, Grandma, you know, they're getting a bad taste of the United States from this little meeting. And so finally, the first meeting, I said to the lady, I said, well, do you have a grievance form? Or what is your grievance policy? Oh my God. Don't say that to a postmaster. Your grievance policy? It's over with ISIS. see how far you get there. So she said, well, I'm a postmaster. I said, okay, but who supervises you? No one. I go, oh. The barge's in deep water now. I can feel the alligators. I was going to, let the water out of the swamp, but the alligators are all over. She says, you don't like it? I said, when I came in, I didn't like it. Should I like it now? She doesn't think I'm funny. She doesn't think I'm funny at all. I thought I was funny. But anyway, she said, call your congressman. I said, okay. Orin Hatch? No. Your congressman. He's a senator. I said, okay. What's the name of the congressman? I don't have to give that to you. No, you don't. And I can see you're probably not going to. And so then I said, I'm ADA, I'm qualified, and I have a hard time looking stuff up like this. And I just wondered if you could give me the phone number of the person who supervises you. Oh my God. You would think I ran over and farted right on her. right on her nose. She didn't think anything was funny. In fact, her funny bone, I looked on the ground and the funny bone was crawling out underneath the door. And I'm going, oh shit, the bard is going to be banned from the post office. So anyway, she said, well, you can just call Orin Hatch. I said, wait a minute, you said, first of all, call the congressman. I said Orin Hatch, then you said, no, the congressman, and now you're saying Orin Hatch. I said, do you have his number? I'm not giving it to you. I said, okay. So the next day, all 6 of us had to go in there and be in front of this lady at 9 a.m. And she said to the group, she says, I already talked to him yesterday. In other words, shut your fucking mouth. I don't want to hear anything from you. And the first thing she did is got up and asked for everybody's ID. First thing she did. Did the bard change something? You bet your ass I did. Suddenly I told her, I said, in a world of identity theft, terrorism, and divorces and other kinds of craziness that goes on, a person should have to show an ID to authorize taking people out of a post office box or putting them into the post office box or the mailbox. Well, they didn't require it there. That's Mormonville. That's Mormon. We trust everybody. Well, that's why they get screwed all the time, because they got no sense. They're in a bubble. They think the state president is never going to do something like that. Well, there's accidental things that go on. So anyway, I just got off the phone with Senator Hatch's office. They called me out of Washington, D.C. They're not in Salt Lake town right now. And he said, I understand you have a problem. And I said, yeah. And when I told him the story, he said, good Lord, no ID, not even asking for ID. I said, how would you like it, sir, if I came over to your postman and told him I get mail at your house now and you don't? He said, I'd be pissed. I go, yeah. I said, I'm pissed. Now, I don't want to get the lady in total trouble. She was obnoxious the first damn day. You know, I'm the postman. I have a badge, and I can stop your mail forever. It's already stopped. What punishment is that? So anyway, I didn't want to get her in trouble, but I wanted to tell the truth that she wasn't very service-oriented, and she didn't ask anybody for any ID until I made a deal about it, and then I think she went from Jekyll to Hyde in one night, because I think she found out who I was. I think she found out who I was, and someone said he was the asshole that was out here 7 months ago with the Health and Enable Marrow and the Bone sign, parked in a public parking place with a handicap sticker. We couldn't move him, and everybody that came into this post office saw that secret Mormon sign. And if he said he's going to call Senator Hatch, I'll bet your ass he's going to call him. And so I did, and they called back, and so anyway, I think I've done something good. Usually, one of my nuts is cut off. You know, I've got so many nuts cut off, I don't have any nuts anymore. But anyway, she's asking for ID now, and I think that when somebody says, I want that mail stop there, they're going to say, show me some ID, that you have authority at that box to say yes or no or whatever. And so the senator's assistant, or whoever he was, said he'll be calling the Postmaster General of the United States to fix that office. So anyway, I just wanted to be comical. I didn't think they would call me back, but you know, they probably said, you know who it is? It's a goddamn Bard. He called, and if we don't return his call, we'll be on YouTube, and we don't want to be on YouTube. So anyway, pay me, lay me, and nail me. True order of prayer. Please deliver my mail, oh God. Hear the words of my mouth. Don't cut my throat, don't cut my boobs, and don't cut my stomach. And when people now say to me, I'm telling you, it's funny as hell, when people say, hey, how you doing? I'll go, health in the navel, marrow in the bone, strength in the loins and the sinews. My God, you should see the way the Mormons act when I say that to them. So anyway, this Bard is now gone, and I hope I'll get my mail. I'll probably never get mail again. After this video, don't ever mail me money again. I won't be getting it. Bard's gone.